CJ getting set for a big game against the Rockford Ice Hogs, and as you get into this stretch here, you'll play the Ice Hogs, a team you're chasing for a playoff spot 3 times. Is this kind of the hockey that you guys live for?
Yeah, for us it's playoffs right now. These games against these guys are huge. We're chasing them, like he said, and every point matters and is pretty much kind of worth twice as much. So, yeah, these are the fun ones, and these are what you get up for.
How do you manage the emotions coming into a game like this, or is it something that you just kind of let off the leash a little bit for what is essentially a playoff game?
Yeah, I think it's just being able to stick to kind of our game plan coming in and, kind of staying cool-headed and just realizing how big the game is and what you have to do to kind of compete in it.
Obviously, it's a pretty hostile environment. You're well familiar with it at this point, but are you able to kind of feed off the energy of the opposing crowd a little bit as well?
Yeah, coming to a pack barn is always fun, and hopefully they can still bring that same energy, and we can kind of try to quiet them down a bit.
Well, obviously, you've seen this Rockford team a few times this season, but it's been a while. What are you expecting from the opposition here tonight?
Good transition game. They can get up and down the ice pretty quick, but hopefully we can kind of limit that.
Yeah, looking at that transition game, how important does that make puck management and making sure you're clean with everything that you're doing on the ice?
Exactly. Putting pucks in the right spots and staying above them and, ultimately kind of keeping them off those rushes and out of our zone and in theirs.
How important, too, is it to be able to get them to turn around and chase pucks back into their own end, making sure that they're not always just having that clean look to move it up ice?
It's really important. It saves us energy in the end. And, ultimately playing in the offense is kind of the best defense. So as long as we can be in there for as long as possible, that's going to be our best bet.
You guys have been in the midst of a heavy stretch here for the last couple of months, and really you're on this 4-game road trip. You're going to be at home for a few days and then right back out on the road. How are you guys keeping up mentally, physically through this heavy stretch?
I think we just got a good group off the ice as well, and kind of going out as a group and having fun and trying to find things outside of hockey, whether it's playing cards or going to grab a bite to eat. I think it's just kind of having that close-knit group, which helps.
Yeah, is this kind of the time of year where you really do have to lean on everybody that's around you?
Yeah, of course. I think you kind of got to do that throughout the year, but especially later in the year, it's definitely needed.